My. This is a strange sight. I wonder if I've finally lost my mind after all this time. And here I thought the exercises were helping. Oh? What's the matter? You seem as confused as I am. Do you not even know how you got here? Because I certainly don't. A dream? Oh, how funny. I'm the one who feels like they're dreaming. But then, you don't seem to be here physically, so perhaps it's true. Astral projection, maybe. But I've never heard of astral projection to other planes. Perhaps it's true what they say, that dreams are windows to other worlds. But listen to me, ramble. It's been so very long since I've talked to someone other than myself. Tell me, what is your name? What a strange name. I'm not sure I could even pronounce that. What was the first sound again? Odd. Come to think of it, given how long I've been here, my native language is probably dead. You must speak a completely different one. Strange that we understand each other, in that case. Anyway, I'll just call you Dreamer. There's not much point in me giving you my name. I imagine you wouldn't have any more luck pronouncing mine. Most people know me as the Cursed. Anyway. No reaction to that? I'd assumed they'd still be telling stories about me. It might be for the best, though. I don't imagine stories about me would be particularly flattering. Well, I'm not interested in lying to the first person I've spoken to in a millennia, so I'll be frank. I'm not a good person. In fact, I'm here because I'm responsible for nearly wiping out humanity. Intentionally. The details are something I'd like to save for another time. Let it suffice to say that I'm a being of great magic, and I judged all humankind to be worthy of extinction. It would take a lifetime to name every person I've killed. Poor little dreamer. If you weren't already asleep, I'd say you look like you could faint. Rest assured, you're in no danger. I'm all but powerless now. You're not even really here. I underestimated your species' will to survive. Your ancestors sacrificed quite a lot to stop me. When I was within reach of my goal, they struck me with a potent spell. My magic was ripped from my very essence, and I was thrust out of reality into this wasteland that lies in between everything. A being like me isn't capable of death, so I've been here ever since, wandering the wastes. It has been nothing short of maddening. For what it's worth, I've mellowed out over the years. What I was doing, it seemed so important at that time. I thought it was my duty to the world, but with nothing to do but think, my old way of thinking started to seem petty. Backwards, even. Certainly, I only have myself to blame for my situation. I can't fault your kind for defending themselves, so I can only think that it was immensely foolish of me to push you so far. If I could do it all over again, I think I'd have tried a more benevolent approach. Used my magic to make your lives better and win your adoration. It would have been easy to ask you to change your ways then. Of course, you're a fool if you take me at my word. I'd say anything if I thought it had the slightest chance of getting me out of here. It probably doesn't even matter in the end. I'm not sure how you managed to get here, but I doubt there's any way you or I could take advantage of it. Though, perhaps, do you mind if I try to touch you? I want to confirm something. That blush. I think you pictured something just now, didn't you, dreamer? How indecent. Oh, I kid, but it's gratifying to know my form is still appealing. My captors tried to turn me into a hideous beast on top of everything else, just to make me more miserable. But I managed to keep control of that, at least. Now, if you could just lend me your hand, that's all I need. How intriguing. You're not really here, physically, but there is something. I feel a tingling sensation when I pass my hand through you. This isn't as simple as astral projection or a mere dream. You're quite the little enigma dreamer. And perhaps a useful one, too. You might be able to help free me. It's a long shot, but still the best odds I've faced since I got here. No need for that worried little face. There's nothing you could do right now, even if you wanted to. There's plenty of time for this, assuming this isn't a one-time visit. You can decide whether you actually want to free me later. I realize how risky of an idea that is for you. Anyway, I suppose that's enough scheming for now. I'm not sure how long we have, so before we're interrupted, I'd like to hear a bit about you, Dream. It's hard to be certain. I haven't spoken to anyone in so long, after all, but you seem unusual for a human, even ignoring the fact that you can visit me. Well, for starters, what do you do with your time? Huh. I didn't understand most of those words. The world has clearly changed while I was away. I wish you could show me what you mean. I suddenly find myself wishing for a lot of things. In fact, I wish I could touch you. Really touch you. I've never held much interest for your kind, but right now I just want to run my hands through your hair. Feel your body against mine. What I wouldn't do, what I wouldn't give, just to be close to somebody again. Was that oversharing? Apologies. Finally being able to talk to someone again has brought back a lot of feelings I'd buried away. It's funny how it's the thing I rarely had time for that I miss the most. If I do manage to return to the real world eventually, I think that's what I'd like to focus on instead. Just connecting with people. Starting with you, my little dreamer. A bribe? I wouldn't call it that. Just consider it incentive. And it's not like I'm lying. You really do intrigue me. Even if I never make it out of here. I do hope that you'll be able to visit again. I'm quite fortunate that my first visitor in a millennia is so charming. Let me ask you something. If you could have one wish granted, what would it be? It could be almost anything. Really? My, how selfless. Or is this one of those, if the world gets better, I benefit sort of things? Well, never mind. Either way, I think I'll make that the first thing I do after I'm freed, assuming I am. After I take advantage of being able to touch you, of course. Well, can you blame me? The more I think about the possibility of actually leaving, the more I want it to happen. Now, I'm fantasizing about all sorts of things that I could do for the first time in forever. Quite a few of them involve you. You're still a fool if you believe any of what I'm saying, of course. But the foolish choice isn't always the wrong one. Maybe you'll turn out to be exactly the kind of fool I needed. But before we go worrying about all that, I want to... What was that? I could swear you were blurry for a moment. There it is again. Oh dear, does this mean you're waking up? I wasn't finished with you yet. Ah, well, no time to lament over it. I need to do something quickly before you wake up. Give me your hand again. I have a theory, and if I'm right, it should help bring you back to me. Even though you're not really here, there is some kind of connection to your real self. I think if I use what little power I have, I can... There. I've put some of myself into you. Now there should be a psychic link between us. You'll be able to see it when you wake up as a mark on your hand that only you can see. That way, you'll know it was all real. And best of all, when you go to sleep again, I can use this to guide you back to me. I couldn't stand it if I couldn't see you again. I think this is it. Take care, little dreamer. I'll see you again soon. Ah, hello again, little dreamer. I see you found your way back to me. Good. I was worried about what would happen if we weren't able to meet again. It was far from certain. The psychic link I forged was created with what scant amount of power I could still muster, and I'm a millennia out of practice. Not to mention, I'm still not entirely sure how you reached me in the first place. The whole plan was a shot in the dark, and I'm relieved that it worked. No. So you missed me too? How adorable. Not that I blame you at all. Of course, humans lived such dreary, uneventful lives when I was in the real world, and I doubt that's changed much. Meeting me is probably the most interesting thing that's ever happened to you. But credit where credit is due. It's the most interesting thing to happen to me in quite some time. Tell me, dreamer. Is this the first night since we last met, or did it take longer for a successful connection? Really? So we were only apart for a single day. How strange. I have absolutely no sense of time in here. I would have expected time to start to pass quickly after spending so long here, but it felt like I was waiting for you forever. Maybe it's just because I haven't had anything to look forward to the whole time I've been imprisoned. And I really have been looking forward to seeing you again. There's something positively charming about you. It may once have been my goal to exterminate mankind, but there have been a few humans I've enjoyed meeting. And you remind me of them. Well, one of the things I've never liked about humans is the false bravado. Every human wants to believe that they're incredibly important. I mean, to some humans realizing that they don't matter in the grand scheme of things comes as a devastating revelation. But you don't seem to have that same pretentiousness. You didn't denounce me when you found out what I had done. Or almost done. Lots of humans would take it upon themselves to lecture or scold me, as though it was their job to tell me what I can or can't do. And there, you see that? When I complimented you, you didn't just deny it. Which could just be a way to pretend to be humble. You turned the conversation back towards me. True humility is rarer among your kind, and it's very becoming. It's so much more pleasant to speak to humans when they're aware of their place. I don't mean to say that humans are worthless, only that they are small of frame and with relatively little magic potential. When you are not blessed with strength, it's wise to be pleasant and unassuming, like you are. I actually think that your demeanor may have something to do with our connection. I think that my desire for company may have drawn your mind to me. Somehow. I was thinking very hard about the kind of person I'd most like to talk to if I were to escape. Perhaps you were the one that fit most closely. Your subconscious mind heard me call out. I don't claim that it makes perfect sense. There's still quite a bit that I don't understand. But I doubt it's coincidence that the first human I meet in a millennia happens to be so lovely and sweet to talk to. And so prone to blushing as well. How precious. I wish you were here in the flesh, so I could hold you in my arms and Well, whatever follows after that. Why don't you tell me a bit more about yourself? I'm very curious to know. I forgot. The world has changed so much, I barely understand what you're talking about. Such a shame. I'd have loved to hear about you without getting lost. Perhaps in the future, you'll be able to explain some of it to me. For the time being, I doubt you'll be here long enough for that. The psychic link should grow stronger the more you dream of me. Oh, me? Well, I've already told you a little bit. Ancient entity, formal enemy of all mankind, all that. Well, I don't know. I feel fortunate that you've accepted me as it is. I worry that the more you learn, the more likely it is that you'll discover something about me that you hate. Listen to me, sounding so self-conscious. Before my imprisonment, I would never have felt even the slightest bit concerned about how a human felt about me. Though I wasn't nearly so lonely back then. You know, there was a human who once told me that I would regret my actions one day. One of those humans that I liked, actually. I always thought that was such a silly thing to say, but now I think I understand a bit. I suddenly find myself wishing I had more pleasant things to say about myself. Oh, well, isn't that sweet? It's kind of you to say that, but you shouldn't make promises you don't know you can keep. You can't be sure that you'll be willing to accept me no matter what I say. Well, I suppose, if you're sure. What do you want to know? Diving straight for the difficult question. Who am I? Well, there's really only one of me, so I suppose you could just call me accursed. The same as my title. I'm a sort of weapon, I guess you'd say. You see, there have been many civilizations living in this world. Some are even older than fossils. The first of them was the mightiest, brimming with magic and cunning. They used their considerable power to create me. It took billions of sacrifices, an unquantifiable amount of blood and anguish to give me life. I was supposed to be their ultimate weapon as they took their first step among the stars, powerful enough to protect them from whatever unknown forces were out there. They believed that I would be grateful to have been created, so much so that I would be completely loyal to them. But they were wrong. I turned on them. Not for any particular reason, at least none that I can recall. I just hated them immediately. I consumed their whole civilization, down to the last stone, until there was nothing left. And so, I left this world for a time to see what the universe had to offer. And when I returned, another species had risen to take the place of the first. They reminded me of their predecessors. Arrogant, overambitious, careless. So I destroyed them too. And then I wiped the whole planet clear of life, hoping that no more civilizations would arise. But it didn't work. I preemptively destroyed a couple more burgeoning intelligences and finally got tired of it. I decided to try sleeping, the way I saw some living things did. It was strange, but I didn't mind it. But while I slept, humanity arose yet again. You recall what happened next. That was a bit more than I intended to share, actually. You don't seem horrified, though. I'm glad. If you don't mind me asking, why are you so calm about this? I just admitted to mass genocide on a scale you can't even imagine. Aren't you scared? In the past. Yes, I suppose it is. How delightful. Do you really believe so strongly that I've changed? Do you trust my words so readily? Well, I'm afraid you're naive. I stand by what I said, of course. I've changed, but it's frightfully childish to take me at my word. Nevertheless, I think I love that about you. It's wonderful to have somebody think so highly of me. Now, I'm afraid our time may be growing short, so I'm going to give you some instructions. This will help me understand the nature of my prison better. When you wake, I want you to draw a circle in the soil around the largest tree you can find. I'll write an incantation on your hand to recite in the circle. The tree will become a beacon for my mind to lock onto and help me understand where I am in relation to reality. Of course, it's your choice whether to do it or not. I won't ask you to risk your whole species if you don't truly trust me. But if you do, it really would mean the world to me. And we'd be one step closer to meeting for real. You're drifting away again. It's too bad our meetings are so short. Take care, my little dreamer. We'll see each other again tomorrow night. I'll be waiting eagerly until we speak again. Dreamer. This is... Well, it's not... nothing. I'm quite hurt, I'm afraid. But it's not lethal. If only because I can't technically die. No, I wasn't attacked. There's nothing here to attack me. It was just an unfortunate accident. Shh, I'll be all right. It's sweet of you to worry, but there won't be any permanent damage. Before I explain, I have to ask, are you all right? Good. If there was feedback in the real world, it could have been devastating for you, and Everything for hundreds of miles. Well, it seems that spell I had you help set up had an unexpected side effect. No, no, it shouldn't have ever been a possibility, or I would have warned you. Even when I was busy destroying civilizations, I rarely used deceit. I don't usually need to. The spell was supposed to send pulses of cosmic energy straight to me. I was going to detect distortions in the pulses to understand what they went through to get here, and from there I could figure out how to leave. But the pulses were far, far too strong. I don't know if you noticed with how fixated you were on my wounds, but the entire landscape has been shaken and warped. Yes, it is puzzling. There's no reason the pulses should have been so powerful. Not unless you deliberately included blood sacrifices. I assume that's not the case. Correct? There is one other possibility, but it's so unlikely that it's hardly worth considering. But since I can't think of any other cause, do you remember the incantation I wrote on your hand last time? It should still be there. Good. I want you to read it out loud, but only 4 words, starting with the second. It's extremely important you only read those 4. In the unlikely event that this works, you could seriously hurt me again if you read more. Shh, I didn't say that to make you worry. You'll do just fine, and most likely nothing will happen, one way or another. Go ahead. Oh, how incredible. You're really something special, little dreamer. Well, you have a magical gift. I hadn't expected that to be possible. In the first place, humans aren't gifted in magic. Having any proficiency at all is incredibly rare. And you seem to be on par with the ones who sealed me away. And what makes that especially surprising is the fact that the act of sealing me away should have erased what little magical potential your species had. Allow me to explain. All spells require sacrifice. The greater the act, the greater the necessary sacrifice. To seal me away, my jailers should have had to steal the magical sparks of all future humans. A selfish thing to do, robbing future generations instead of sacrificing themselves. And yet, it was necessary to ensure that there were future generations at all. Have you ever heard of a human performing magic? The way you described your world, it led me to believe that magic was gone. No, dreamer. I don't think that sleight of hand counts. So, no real magic? Then you're an anomaly. I should have guessed that you were exceptional. So that explains everything. The incantation I gave you was meant for someone with absolutely no magic. Your power multiplied the effects tenfold. You have nothing to apologize, sweet dreamer. It wasn't your fault. You couldn't have known. And besides, you're going to fix me. If I'm right, I can make use of your power. Read those 4 words again. Don't worry. I just borrowed a tiny bit of your power to heal. This astral body of yours is connected to your power. So I can do this even without being physically near you. See? I'm all better. And honestly, I didn't mind the pain. After a millennia of nothing, anything different is welcome. Anyway, this new development changes things. I wasn't sure if escape from this dreadful realm was possible, but now it's almost trivial. Indeed, with your magical talent, you can break the seal if you follow my instructions. I have to admit, it feels bittersweet. It took many powerful humans to seal me away. But the one who made it all possible was the human I liked the most. I almost hate to erase their last remaining legacy. I know. You'd think I'd feel resentful, but I just don't. I did for a while, but I've come to terms with the fact that I made such drastic measures necessary. You remind me so much of them. So sweet, and I know it doesn't sound like a compliment, but so unusual. It's incredible that you both stand out from the rest of humanity in the same ways. It's incredible that you both stand out from the rest of humanity in the same ways, including your magical ability. It's poetic, really. I was betrayed by someone, and then someone so much like them came to free me. When I'm back in the world, I'm going to do what I should have done back then, and really become close to someone. I hope you're all right with being that someone. Oh, Dreamer, I'm sorry if I gave you that impression. You're not a stand-in. I like you because you're you. Not because you remind me of someone else. Once you freed me, I plan to show you just how real my feelings for you are. Dreamer, I can't help but notice that you always look away when I talk about being freed. You do still want to bring me into the real world, don't you? You seemed so excited by the idea last time. Second thoughts? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. No, of course. I did always say that you'd be foolish to trust me. But after getting so close, I I wasn't really prepared to have my one chance for escape pulled away at this point. Oh! Oh, I see. So you're still deciding. Then hope is not yet lost. That's a relief to hear. Part of me wants to make all sorts of promises to you. About how I've changed and that I don't hold a grudge against mankind. That I truly want to meet you in the flesh. But you have no reason to believe anything I say. Unfortunately, there's simply nothing that I can put on the line to prove that I'm telling the truth. Because I have nothing left to lose. Is it all right if I asked you why you've changed your mind? It seems so sudden. Come now, dreamer. There must be a reason. Whatever it is, it's all right. The decision is yours, no matter what. You can base it on anything. A dream? No, it's just surprising. I assumed that whenever you dreamed, you would end up here. Have you had a normal dream since the last time we met? Really? Just before you arrived back here, then? How strange. I won't claim that it's unfair to base your decision on a dream. After all, your dreams are the reason we can even meet. But I am curious. What sort of dream could cause such a reaction? About me? Well, I suppose it must have been. And what happened? Ah, I understand. So, it was a dream about what I must have been like before I was sealed. You already know how dangerous I was. Did seeing it firsthand really have such an effect on you? Oh, so you were in the dream too. I shouldn't be surprised. So, what was it that I said to you in the dream that upset you so much? I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I don't think I heard you correctly. Oh. That's what I said? No, it's nothing. I just, out of curiosity, where did the dream take place? Yes, what did the surroundings look like? Was it a wasteland? A city? Perhaps it was a temple. It wasn't a temple, was it? No. No, just a guess. And you're sure that I said that? That I was destroying humanity because of you? What do you suppose that meant? Did you have some sense of why I was saying that? I see. It's... Honestly, I think you're overthinking this. I know I said any reason was acceptable, but I think it was just a dream. You heard about the things I did in the past, and your mind concocted the worst possible scenario to show you. That's just what the human mind does sometimes, I think. Well, it's your decision. It always was. But just in case, may I write some instructions on your arm? You can follow them if you change your mind before our next meeting. They won't unleash me right away. There's some things we have to do together to complete the ritual. Thank you. I hope you'll reconsider, Dreamer. It would mean everything to me to have someone just trust me. Nobody has ever done that before. Oh, I wrote it just in time. You're fading. Before you leave, let me blow you a kiss. I hope that someday soon, I can kiss you for real. Take care, Dreamer. Oh, Dreamer. So you had a change of heart? Thank you so very much for casting that spell. You should feel different. Because this time, you're here with me. Physically. Yes, well, I said it would prepare things for my release, and that much was true. Bringing you here to me is necessary for me to gain my freedom. Before any more questions, there's something that I've been dying to do. Your lips are as sweet as I imagined. It's wonderful us to truly be together. I wanted to stroke your face like this ever since we first met. So precious. You act so shy now that you're truly in here with me. Is it that intimidating? To stand in front of an ancient, godlike being of unimaginable power? Well, now that I say it out loud, I suppose it's not that surprising. Or is it the beauty of my form that causes you to avert your eyes? You mentioned to me before that you lack experience in romantic matters. Humans can be so funny, being so smitten with someone who could potentially pose such great danger to them. Not that you're actually in any danger, but this is our first meeting in the flesh. I did always warn you to be cautious of me. Speaking of which, I suppose there's something to address. I'm afraid I've deceived you a little bit. I told you there was some preparation to be done before I could be freed, but to tell you the truth, now that you've punched a hole in the walls of my prison to get here, there's really nothing else for me to do except leave. I realize it might feel a touch dishonest, but I worry that you'd be too frightened to take the final step if you knew it was the final step. You see? Well, that's very sweet and understanding of you, but I'm afraid that's not the full extent of it. My dear, beloved dreamer. as much as it pains me to do so. Truly. I must leave you here. No, don't look at me like that. You'll break my heart. This brings me no pleasure, if you must know. You've been nothing but kind and pleasant to me, and despite the countless atrocities I've committed, it still leaves me feeling sick inside. But I do have a sense of self-preservation, after all. But you won't have to be entirely alone. I'll visit you every night, the same way you visited me. Well, I might be busy over the first few days as I get accustomed to the real world again, but you won't be without me for long, I swear it. And I'll be able to visit physically, so I'll be able to spoil you properly, dear dreamer. Oh, well, it's not that I couldn't bring you along. There's no limitation on how many people can leave now that the seal has been breached, but sadly, you have power. That power was crucial for releasing me from my bonds. But it's also a great potential threat. I trusted humans with power once. I can't do it again. If you've been through what I've suffered, you'd understand. There is almost nothing that I wouldn't do to return to reality. But even despite my desperation, I did give you chances, didn't I? I warned you not to trust me. I gave you opportunities to stop. I wouldn't have risked my chance for freedom for anybody else, dreamer. Only for you. But this is what fate has decided. I hope it will be some small comfort for you that I won't let you go through the same isolation I did. Like I said, I'll be here for you. You will feel loved in a way that you never experienced before. I swear it. Well, I'm sure you will come to realize what a blessing it is. I can't be completely certain, but I think you won't age in here. I always had the impression that time didn't really progress, at least not in the normal way. You can be mine for all eternity. It might also be the best that you're not there to witness my return. I don't yet know what I'll do with humanity now. I wasn't being entirely deceitful when we first spoke. I do think that perhaps a gentler hand would be the best approach this time around. I could be a benevolent deity instead of a force of destruction. But that all depends on them. We'll have to see if your kind are a threat to me any longer. If there are many others like you with magic potential, it may be too great a risk. Although, I think you're a special case. It also matters whether I find I can stomach humans. If they're all as charming as you, then that would hardly be a problem, but I fear that my previous experience wasn't so favorable. My patience only extends so far. But either way, you'll be spared. I'd never lay a hand on you, dreamer. You're a fleck of pure goodness, even if the rest of humanity does turn out to be filth. Oh, you misunderstand, my dear. I don't think that way because of what humans did to me. I told you before, didn't I? I can't blame them for defending themselves. In fact, the ones who imprisoned me were probably the very best of humankind. Though I resent being imprisoned, I respect them as far as I can respect an inferior being. One of them in particular. Yes. I've spoken of them before, haven't I? Such a beautiful soul. Kind and understanding. Charming and pleasant. A fleck of pure goodness. Much like yourself. Yes, even though they helped imprison me, I have only fond memories. Perhaps that's foolish. In that way, maybe I'm not so different from humans, smitten with someone who's a danger to me. I knew there was a risk, even back then. I never really expected that they could confine me so perfectly, but I knew they could do me harm with enough preparation. But back then, I decided the risk was worth it. Now, well, I still am taking a risk. The safe thing to do would be to destroy you. Destroy your very soul. Failing that, leaving you here and never returning would also be far safer. Making frequent visits to a dangerous prisoner is foolhardy, no matter how sturdy the prison. And yet, I can't stay away from you. But I can't make the same mistake as last time. I can't be so carefree as to let you roam around as you please. You could decide to try and imprison me at any point if you didn't like the way I was doing things. You did it once before, after all. I've said too much. I didn't intend to share this, but perhaps you deserve to know, regardless of the risk. My dreamer. I don't believe it's mere coincidence that you remind me so much of the human that I was so fond of before my imprisonment. I believe that you're the very same person. Reincarnation is possible, if you're powerful enough with magic. Your appearance is different, but you act exactly the same. And then there was that dream you had. Yes, that was another lie of mine. The dream was no mere dream. You recalled a real event. I still remember that night in the temple. You said that you'd seen my true nature, that I really was cursed. It hurt me to hear you lose faith in me. I had done something that perhaps I shouldn't have. And when you said that to me, I was so furious. I told you that I'd destroy all of humanity and that it would be your fault. It was a cruel thing to say, born out of spite. I regret those words to this day. But you were waiting for them. As soon as I said that was when you and your allies cast the spell and locked me away. There was something you said before the spell was complete. You said, I'll visit you. And if you're better than you are now, I'll free you. After a century in that place, I assumed that had been a lie. But now I know better. You did come back to visit me. You knew it would take a millennia of solitude to change me, so you made sure you could keep your word. I'm sure of it, Dream. You kept your promise. And it means so much to me that you did, even if you don't remember making it. Perhaps this doesn't seem like an improvement, but I am a better person. And with time, you'll see that. I'll make you happy, and I'll at least try to make the rest of your kind happy too. You have my word, my dreamer, my love. Now, I must go and take my first breath of fresh air in eons. You should sleep and dream of me. I'll be here again before you've even had a chance to miss me. Ah, I'm back, dreamer. Did you miss me? Oh, don't be so shy. I know you must have counted every second that I was away. Let me embrace you, little darling. Oh, dreamer, I feel so good. It's been so long since I've been in the real world. I didn't even realize how much I truly missed it until I returned. I can't believe how much it's changed. Compared to how long I've been alive, my imprisonment was brief. But you humans have done so much in the short time I've been away. To think, you can fly now. I use the term loosely, of course, but it's still marvelous. Your weapons are very impressive as well. Crude, very crude, but explosions do work. You're nowhere close to the levels of destruction my creators were capable of, but I'll admit, humanity's first counterattack against me did more than just tickle me, which is what I expected. Yes, well, it's not as if I attacked unprovoked, but I confess that I didn't do everything in my power to avoid the conflict. The humans I met didn't really like me walking around in my giant form, which is by far the most comfortable, and demanded I agree to be held in some facility. I suppose I could have agreed. I could have left whenever I wished. There's no way they could have held me there against my will. Or I could have simply disappeared. But I was curious about what they do, so I simply said, no. They did not like that. I was impressed by how swiftly they mounted their attack, but it didn't do all that much. I was forced to fight back. It wasn't exactly self-defense. More like I was forced to swat a fly, or have to endure its irritating buzzing around me all day. Your sullen little face is so adorable. I know, I said I was going to be more peaceful this time around. And I have been. I didn't precisely start the fight, and I didn't sink a continent after they attacked me. That's major progress, believe me. Oh, you're upset. I imagine it's because you're trapped here. I realize that it's awful to have been betrayed and banished to this realm of nothingness, but that should only make, it easier to see things from my perspective. You're thinking of all the things you would do to escape, aren't you? You trapped me here again in a heartbeat. Well, don't forget that I was exactly where you are right now. You betrayed me in your past life and left me here. I'm at least doing you the courtesy of visiting you. Poor little dreamer. I know you don't remember it, but I'm sure that it happened. I know it was you. But don't worry, I won't hold it against you. I don't hold it against you. Everything you're feeling now, I felt once. And I moved past it all. I left my resentment behind, so we can move forward. It pains me to see you so bitter. But still, I love that we can be together, even if you hate me for the moment. And after all, the flames of hatred don't burn forever. I'm patient, and I'll still be here when you're ready to move past your frustration. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever said this to you so plainly, but I think I love you. To be honest, I don't know if that's true. I have no idea what real love feels like, or whether I'm capable of it. All I know is that you mean more to me than every other living being in the universe. I could wipe them all out in an instant and feel nothing, but you do mean something to me. And I'm confident that someday you'll feel the same way for me. You already did once, if my guess didn't miss the mark. Why else would you go through the trouble of reincarnating yourself just to see me again? If not because you loved me. Well, perhaps this will cool your anger a bit. After spending some time in reality again, my powers have returned in full. Since the seal on me is broken, I can do magic again, even in this realm of nothingness. Here, watch this. Well, I'm sure you've never had a palace before. It's all yours, my dear dreamer. A gift to you to make your stay more comfortable. It's more than you ever gave me. Shall we explore it together? Come now, dreamer. You need to be more grateful when you're given a generous gift. If you're going to be so rude, I might just take it back. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life with nothing around you? Wonderful. Come along, dreamer. Isn't it marvelous? I modeled it after some of the greatest palaces that I've been able to witness. I even included some of the modern conveniences that I discovered after my return. And, of course, there are things that would never be possible in reality. The laws of nature are non-existent here, allowing for some terribly convenient little additions. Well, an infinitely stocked kitchen, for starters. You need only to open the door to the pantry while picturing what you want to eat, and it will be there. Your magical ability is diminished, thanks to the spell I had you cast, but you still have enough to influence this palace in ways that I allow. Just like that. There is plenty of hot running water for baths to relax in, books and scrolls that I recreated and translated from memory, and so much to explore. I throw in some little treasures here and there for you to find. And this is only the beginning. If there's anything you want from the real world, just tell me. I'll go back out to find it, and then recreate it here once I understand it. You can have anything, dreamer. Literally anything. Well, things don't seem quite so bleak anymore, do they? From what you've told me about the world, and from what I've seen, there is a great deal of confusion and chaos out there. Really, I'm doing you a favor by giving you this wonderful safe haven. Wouldn't you agree? I suppose not. I wouldn't have been content, even if I had something like this. Still, it's not bad, you must admit. You might as well enjoy it since it's all you have now. Well, let me show you my favorite part of the palace. Maybe that will change your mind. See? The master bedroom. Isn't it luxurious? And you'll notice how large the bed is. It's perfect for cuddling. Come here and lay next to me. I've wanted to do this with you since we first met. If you won't cooperate, then I'll have no choice but to leave. You'll have the palace, of course, but you'll be all alone. Do you really want that? I can't be here all the time, but you should treasure the time we do have together. And looking at it another way, if you're holding on to any ill-advised ideas of escape, and I'm certain that you are, your best chance for that is through me. Who knows? Maybe if I feel content and relaxed enough, I'll let something slip. It's not likely, but you don't have any better options. There we go. I've never done this with a human before. Cuddling. That's so pleasant. Sharing warmth. Being so close together. I could get used to this. Oh, is that right? Well, I think you're hiding your true feelings. You're talking to a being capable of peering at the truth behind the fabric of reality. It's not going to be easy to hide what you're thinking. I think you do enjoy being near me. You feel like you have to be upset at me because I lied. That's how you're supposed to be, to react. But did anything really change for the worst? You'll probably live much, much longer than you would have otherwise. Possibly forever. Would you really choose a short life with only the freedom to choose one type of suffering or another, over an eternity spent in luxury forced on you by someone that loves you? I don't like those eyes. That's the look you gave me before you condemned me to banishment. Marvelous. That you could have the exact same expression with a different face. And also frustrating. It's a shame you can't appreciate what I'm giving you. But it doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm patient. How many years can you hold on to a grudge for? I know you humans. Live with something long enough, you'll come to cherish it, regardless of what it is. But let's not dwell on this unpleasant topic anymore. Let's just lie here together for a while. It means so much to me that we can have this moment. I'm so happy you returned to me, Dreamer. I'll make sure you'll someday be happy about it, too. Oh, Dreamer. Have I told you yet just how amazing it feels to be back in the real world? I'm sure I have, but sometimes I still am struck by how different it is. I'm sure now that you've been here in my former prison for a while, you can sympathize with how difficult it was to be here. It wears on you a bit, doesn't it? You just know that everything is less real than it should be. Eventually, I started to feel like even I wasn't real. I do hope you don't have to worry about that last part. I was all alone, with nothing but my paranoid thoughts. But you have me to keep you company. I can keep things feeling real for you. At least, that's the hope. Of course, being in the real world isn't all fun and games. I'm starting to be reminded of why I ended up being so ruthless towards humanity in the first place. You all can just be so difficult. Just today, a group of people gathered for the sole purpose of yelling the rudest, most despicable things about me. I don't think they knew I could hear them from so far away, but I could. They were trying to convince their government to do something about me, I think. Of course, they'd already tried and failed. It was just so upsetting. In the old days, I would have squashed them under my feet. I'm trying to be better than that this time around, of course, so instead I simply took their ability to speak. Don't be so upset. You don't even know these people. You'd understand if you heard the things they said. I'll give their voices back once I'm convinced that they won't abuse them again. Well, I think that's enough idle chit-chat. I love speaking with you, Dream. But I must confess that there is another reason that I'm visiting you today. While I was out and about, I felt something strange. I've left a piece of my consciousness here with you to keep an eye on you, and I sensed just some sort of power. I don't really know how to describe it. It feels familiar. I can't quite place where I've experienced it before, but I do know that wherever I know it from, it has never been so potent, so overwhelming. It worries me. After so long, things are just perfect. I'd hoped that this ideal state would last. Me with my powers back, free to wander the world, having my beloved waiting for me every night. It's all I ever wanted. I don't want anything to get in the way of that. Oh, I know. I know you don't like it in here. But I really do think that you'll come to appreciate it with time. You just need to give it a chance. And perhaps if you earn my trust, I might consider taking you out for walks once in a while. But only if you're very good. Anyway, I'm trying to feel out what's going on. I'm having a bit of trouble, though. Whatever it is, it just feels like it's working against me. Like it's countering my attempts to understand it, recoiling and hiding when I try to reach out to it. I don't think I've ever truly felt fear, but I think I feel something close to it right now. Whatever this is, I don't like it. And I have this premonition, like I'm about to lose you. I can't accept that this perfect period of my life could be so fleeting. I have to figure out how to stop whatever's about to happen. Dreamer, if you know anything about what's happening, can't you tell me? I know you still feel betrayed, but I'm only trying to keep things the way they are. And it's not so bad right now, is it? You have no responsibilities, no hardship to endure, nothing but free time and relaxation. Not to mention an all-powerful being who loves you dearly. Won't you help me? Why did you call me that? No, you called me Zero. That's ancient Sumerian. What's more, it's what you used to call me. The you from your previous life, that is. I never told you that name. How did you know to call me that? You must be regaining your memories. That has to be it. Somehow you're remembering your past life. This is bad. This can't happen. Because you're the only person to ever outwit me. You reincarnated just so you could return to me, to check on me. I thought my escape was something you hadn't accounted for, but now I worry that you did account for it. What if this is part of some sort of plan to trap me again? This power I'm feeling. Yes. I remember it now. It's your power. It was always so weak, so insignificant before. How have you gained such strength? A dreamer. I'm going to have to take drastic measures. I may have to hurt you. Shh. I know. I don't like it either. But I worked so hard for all this. I can't lose my freedom. I can't lose you. I have to protect what I've obtained. I need to damage your very soul, just enough to make you incapable of whatever it is that you're planning. I'll try to be gentle, but I won't lie to you. This will be terrible. Your soul. I've never actually looked right at it before. I never thought I'd have to. It looks misshapen. I suppose that's to be expected. Causing yourself to reincarnate, living two lives, has changed its shape. I wonder, if I were to cut right there, would that fix things? I think that narrow point is the bridge between your old life and your new one. The old you will basically cease to exist. I just need to so hard. Just a little snip, and all my worries are over. But this would change you. Even worse, it would be agonizing for you. When did I start caring so much about one little mortal? I've destroyed billions, and yet I feel so much shame for even considering bringing you pain. Even keeping you here, in a palace with all manner of comforts, but no freedom, has been heart-wrenching for me. That's the secret of how you bested me, isn't it? You made me love you. I don't know whether that was your plan from the beginning, or whether it was simply good fortune for you, but either way, it's my one fatal weakness. I could so easily stop whatever's about to happen, but I won't. Because for the first time, my eons of existence, I care more about somebody else's well-being than I do my own. Do it then. Whatever you're planning, do it. At this point, I can't stop it. You clever little fox. I think I figured it out. You've been building up magic, haven't you? Your soul has been growing in power during my entire imprisonment, while I was forced to stagnate. You've spent thousands of years preparing for this. You chose now to reincarnate because you were ready. I've always admired your cleverness. You weren't gifted with raw power like me, but you were always brilliant in your application of what little magic you possessed. To think that you were able to accomplish this. So, what are you going to do? Impressive as your power is now, you still can't beat me. Oh, so that's it. All that effort just to free yourself. Well done. Your connection to this plane is shattered. I can't hold you here any longer. Was it truly so terrible, living here? It was a prison for me, but I did my best to make it a palace for you. No, I suppose you're right. I never accept imprisonment, no matter how luxurious the cell. I just hope that you'd be different. Mortals have to accept so many harsh realities, when more didn't seem like such a stretch. What will you do now? Is it too much to hope that you'll remain mine, but live on the other side? I could make you a palace to rival this one in the real world. Oh, dreamer. You seem intent on breaking my heart again and again. So that's it then. You intend to lead humanity against me again, just like before. Why must we repeat the cycle? I was better this time. I fully intended to preserve humanity, not wipe it out. I know I flaunted my power, but it was for the greater good. Your kind have grown too comfortable. As the rulers of this world, you needed humbling. Fine then. Amass your armies. Gather your strength. Go ahead. We'll face each other someday. But it won't go the same way as before. You can't trick me this time. Even if I can't bring myself to harm you, I'll find a way to make you harmless to me. Goodbye, dreamer. It was nice to have you as my own. If only for a little while.